Hey, this is Chris UX. I'm the founder of the Inspire Agency here in Atlanta, Georgia. And for today's video, I want to talk about when I get this question a lot about do business ever put money over good UX? And the answer is yes. And it happens a lot more than you think. So I am doing a collection of videos of examples when business, when the money trumps the UX, and you see what happens. So for this video, the first victim is Apple. Actually, I got another video on Apple coming up, but so if you're an iPhone user, don't hate me. I mean, it's a target. They just came to mind. But I promise you, I'm covering Microsoft and others as well. But I want to take it back to 2014, I believe, back when the iPhone 6 came out. And so if you were an iPhone user and if you had an iPhone 6 back during that time, you woke up one morning to a whole new album from U2, the rock band that's been around since the 70s. I mean, they've been selling out worldwide forever. But you woke up to a brand new album from U2 downloaded into your iPhone without your permission. And during that time, it didn't go the way Apple planned as well. So you take a look at this article here. You know how Apple and YouTube made an unforgivable blunder, and who is to blame? And yeah, and that was a wild time. I mean, because smartphones still kind of new. You know, conversations are always been about privacy and consent, and Apple just straight up violated all of that by putting its album onto your phone, whether you're a fan of YouTube or not. And this was a big deal because this album went on to about 500 million iPhones. That's a lot, you know. And I just couldn't help but to wonder when this happened at the time. Well, I didn't think it is at the time, but in hindsight, I'm thinking like, you know, was UX research done before they made this decision? Because when the company does something like this, there's are tons of meetings before they give the green light. Like meeting after meeting, talking about it, talking it out, discussing it, and Apple's a huge company, and I assume even back then they had a UX department, and I'm just thinking like, did they even do UX research? And if they did they just ignore it and went with it anyway? Because it was a money move. Because Apple paid the label a flat rate of money to have exclusive rights to the album for like I want to say a month or 5 weeks. So of course you pay that type of money, they want the album to reach as many people as possible. So but a lot of people took it bad because they just felt like it was very intrusive, which it is. And then you also got to think about if you're an iPhone user, you never had the ability to add more space to your phone. One reason why I like the Android devices, where well at that time they gave a lot of those phones. They gave the option of maybe to have like a micro SD card. You can add additional space to your phone. iPhone wasn't the case at all. And so, and nobody for the band apologized at all, really, either. Like, nobody even really want to apologize. But they were so under the assumption that if somebody didn't want the album, they could just simply delete it. That wasn't the case. Because also, what Apple did, they practiced some dark UX. What I mean by that, like if you got the album and you didn't want it, you couldn't just simply delete it. It got so bad that, people went online trying to find a workaround. And I believe during that time, they had to use like the desktop version of iTunes just to hide the album from your purchase, item from your library. But it still didn't delete it. It just hid it. And then, so I guess after so much outrage, Apple eventually put out like some type of a special web page where you had to go to it and tell them like, yo, you want this album off your device, and they deleted the album. But the fact that they didn't do that from the get go, I just thought that was kind of bad. But also, how all this could have been avoided: one, UX research; for one, definitely for sure. Because I feel like you got a group of users who are YouTube fans or not, or maybe people won't even care for music. Because some people probably bought an iPhone just for work purposes or social media, and they don't care less about the music aspect of it. And and I feel like if they would have done good UX research, they would have got the results without being embarrassed. One, two, consent. If you were going to push it out there anyway, I mean, to me, it ain't nothing, to get like a little notification asking you, do you want the album or not? And you can say yes, it downloads, no, and you just have to deal with it at all. So he's like, so this is a one example of meaning when a huge company, put money over good UX. Because that's basically what they did. But did you have an iPhone during that time? If so, let me know. Are you a fan of U2? Did you like it when they did it? If you were around during that time, I know I'm kind of showing my age a little bit, but let me know your thoughts, and I'll catch you on the next one later.